Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Reaper Podcast. I am your host, one and only, John Reaper. Man, sorry for the last week. The podcast got kind of switched around in the way it was going. I kind of took a break from the polls because I needed time to recover my voice. I still have a cough, still kind of stuffily a little bit, but it's been awesome to just sit back and recover and edit videos and just putting them out there and tweeting to you guys. It is such an awesome thing. But wow, just a lot of things going on. It's just getting me pumped up, okay? Just get me pumped up. Mainly one thing is the support from all of you guys. And also the support from all the fans, man. Every time I get a fan that, says, hey, I watch your videos, it's great. And I get a message or whatever, and I read them, and it's so awesome. Everybody loves my stuff, my theory videos, my videos I do, and I'm very, very thankful for that. And I got one message the other day. Wow, just kind of like brought me to tears. Because he was just like explaining. I mean, it was like this long thing, and I was reading it, and I was like, okay, that's cool, that's awesome. And then again at the end, he says, I'm not naming any names or anything, he said I hope all this makes sense, which it did. It did make sense to me, I wrote him back, and I'm like, everything made sense, He said he had Asperger's disease. That, like, I don't know. It just like it for a person to, love my stuff and to have that, particular. It brought kind of tears to my eyes because I was like, wow, this is holy crap. The reality of setting in that as a online entertainer for YouTube and also for voice acting, my videos, came first. And for somebody to really, because like a lot of times I go through and I'm like, I still make them, I still get people and all that, and sometimes it feels like my videos suck, a lot of times, because sometimes I don't get the views I need, sometimes I don't get the comments, just sometimes I'm like, you get to this depression where it's like, man, my videos suck, this sucks. The shit you're doing sucks. Why do you keep making videos, And then you get stuff like this. That's all that matters, that there's certain people out there that see your stuff and they love it or hear you. That's all that matters, in my opinion, and it brought joy to me. I had, in the past whole week that I've been sick, like 3 things that lit a fire under my ass, and got me to thinking and got me to doing. One was when I put out I was sick, and I'm like, I'm apologizing. A lot of people actually, get well and, dude, I hope you get well and all that stuff. And that really, like, wow, I have like a group of people saying get well and stuff. I never had that before. The other thing is the English community manager that took over from Robert Peeler. He I mean, I explained this last podcast that he was saying get well, much love. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, this is awesome, you know. It was tremendously awesome, and I loved it. Because I never tagged him or Konami or Metal Gear or whatever. It was just a statement that, hey, I've been sick, I've got this, you know, that's why I haven't been really on here. And that kind of lit a fire in my ass, because I'm like, if he, a Konami rep, a Metal Gear rep, not even, I don't think he's even following me. I don't believe. He might, I don't know. It says that just out of the blue, you know, out of the kindness of his heart, you know. To me, I feel like I am nothing, you know. I mean, I hope you guys understand that I'm doing this out of passion. I'm doing this out of love. And there's too much hate in the world, you know. I love doing stuff to make people happy, to forget stuff, to get passions going on different stuff. You know, who knows? Somebody might see my videos, my Let's Play videos, or my theory videos or whatnot, and be like, they never played the game before, and they're like, man, I gotta start getting in that game, and then it gets them on a passion for gaming, or for that game, or, you know, the series, or whatever, you know. And my voice acting, you know, to me, it would bring joy. You know, if it would bring joy to people and be like, I love your character, I love your voice acting, I love that you do it this way, that, blah, 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 blah. And, it, you know, if it brings them joy and forgets about the hate in the world, or makes them forget about it, then that's why I love doing it. I love doing this passionately. I love having the passion of just doing stuff. The other day, somebody was like, you know, because of my podcast, they want a Hideo Kojima pillow and cover now, you know, and it's like, you know, I didn't know whether it would be like it was sarcastic or whatever, but no, it was like a legit thing, and I was like, oh my God, you know, that's awesome. Now I'm starting to get feedback, and it's like bringing me joy, and it's lighting a fire under my ass, you know. It's lighting a fire inside of me. You know, it's like, dude, you got to do this better. You got to be better. You got to do this shit. You got to, you know, fuck what you're feeling. Fuck the depression shit. Do it. You know, fuck it. Just do it. You know, if you fail, fuck it. Get back up again. You know what I mean? You can only fail so much. And life is like a video game, okay? And it's a weird, you know, thing to say, but it is. I don't know how many times when I first started playing video games, I don't know how many times I failed and failed and failed. And I'm like, man, I cannot do this. And there's a lot of times where I move on from that game to another game because I cannot do it. You know, I'm not an expert gamer. You know, I'm not like this fucking, you know, no kills, no, you know, expert sneak, you know, and fucking, you know, kind of guy. But, you know, I was at the point in my life when I was little where I was like, there was no way I could do this. You know, I was going from one game to another, leaving it unfinished, you know, not knowing the story. Or I would just like, on the early days of YouTube, you know, where people were putting stuff up like that, they still do to this day, that I would just be like, fuck it, and then get on there and watch it, you know. And plus, I wasn't really, I didn't really have that much money, you know. I wasn't like poor, but I was kind of poor, you know. I was living, you know, but I didn't have the money to get extra stuff, so any video game that came out and everybody's like, oh, this is good, I would have to watch the entire cutscenes on YouTube because I couldn't afford the video game, you know. And that really, you know, sucks. You hit a good low right there. I mean, and I know there's probably a good portion of people around the world that do that, and that's why people put up the full cutscenes, because either A, you don't want to replay it again if you have the game, or B, you get people that, can't afford the game but want to watch the cutscenes or want to watch a great storyline. So they get on there and, it's a hard thing, I understand that, and I understand, and there are still people around this world that are still on the second generation PlayStation, the PS2. And I've been lucky enough that I've had a PS3 and PS4. To be honest, I would love to get sponsored by PlayStation. Or PlayStation or Xbox or both. Or all three. I would love to get sponsored by them and constantly throw giveaways. And that... And I mean, this is the way I would dream of getting sponsored by Sony or Xbox or Nintendo, is that I would love to just have a person that wins that really needs one, and visit them and just be like, oh, this is just a visit, it'd just be kind of cool, and then walk around there and see that they only have a PS1 or PS2 console, and to talk about how, and then to see the person's face. I'm kind of getting teary-eyed here. To see the person's face when I pull out a PS4 or a PS4 Pro, and go, here, you wanted to give away, this is yours. To see that person's face light up would, oh my God, I'd be in tears, because I had the most pleasure of having a parents that, actually gave a crap about the gaming passion. My father was totally against it. My mother, I think she just, would love it anyway, or would love me anyway or whatever. My father in the beginning was totally against the video game industry. Said it would turn my brain to mush. In the PS1 eras, and I battled with him over this stuff, because he's like, you need to learn how to read, you need to learn how to do this. It just turned your mind into mush. So I've got one of the Final Fantasies. I think it was Final Fantasy 9. I think it was 9. Where there was I don't think there was any voice acting at all. I mean, there was the, but, and it was screaming or whatever. But really, it was the text, storyline, and I would show him, look. You are reading it. There's no voice acting in some of these games. You are reading it, and still to this day, there is voice acting, but there is reading. And I would sit there and I would play the game and read. When at school, they would want you to read a book for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or something like that, or an hour maybe, I think. I can't remember how long. And every book would bore me. It was because you get these books that are just the same over and over and over. And it's okay, this is kind of, I mean, it's not the same, but it's the same. It was the same person writing it. It's the same boring dialogue, same boring narrative. This person showed up, he's got a hat and clothes, and you go on another book and it'll do the same thing, and it's dude, you're boring me here. There's only one book, I do believe, the narrative was oh my God, it sucked you in there. I cannot remember what book it was. I know it was about a Native American boy who either lost his tribe or family, and some people took him in, and they felt kind of different about them. You know, he was just like, you know, you're not my skin type. You're not, you know, part of my culture. And they always try to deem him away from that culture. So it was a good book. I cannot remember the book, but I would always bring PlayStation Magazine, and like the teachers hated it because they always like they tried to test me, and it was funny because they're like, "There's no way you're just looking at the pictures." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm reading the articles." You know. So they're like, "Okay, you're gonna do every time you read, you're gonna do a book report on the articles." I'm like, "Fine, whatever. I'll do the book report." And I blew them away. I blew them away by writing a big ass book report. Even going beyond the report, like the shit that wasn't in there, like the shit they were talking about, I would explain. I just spit a little bit. I would explain, look, this is what they're talking about. This is what's in the game. And then they would go on to the interview, and then I'm like, I gotta stop right here and explain this part. And they would, their minds would just be blown, you know, it just, you know. And then after that, they quit doing the book, you know, you don't have to do the book reports or whatever, you just read it. I'm like, okay, cool, you know, whatever, you know. And I loved it, you know. I mean, ever since the internet and I'm not in school anymore, you know, PlayStation Magazine, I would love if they gave me a free subscription. That way I could just be like having it and then like read it or whatnot. But, you know, you got the internet now, so. But yeah, it's a lot of thing. I just rambled on. Like, I don't even remember where I'm at or what I'm doing. But anyway, I mean, I know what I'm doing now, but I mean, this week has been really hard, dealing with a certain issue with my son, and this, I mean, there's a lot of things that's been going on, and that's the reason why we haven't done any live streaming, because just a lot of stuff just kind of like happening, and it's, you know, I know I don't really put like a lot of personal issues, but this one I do believe I need to put up. My ex, presumably been dating a guy, and which was fine with it, you know. And a lot of stuff came up the Friday that this guy was being a douchebag. And when I mean douchebag, I mean was being mean to my son and threatening him and me, and a lot of stuff that's like, I'm not even getting into the big details that, you know, just thank God that, you know, her brother was there when he was, you know. Well, the guy that she was dating, I don't think she's dating anymore, hopefully. But, so happened to have the skin tone of a African American. And I've been dealing with it now for about a couple weeks about my son, and he is just starting to not like black people or African Americans or however you know. And it shocked me. It shocked my wife. And it shocked his mom. And I have not... It's really hard because I have not dealt with any racism. I've always raised to believe, and then telling him, hey, look, we're all the same. There are a lot of people with different races and different cultures, different religions that are good, and then there are bad ones as well. And it's getting kind of hard to get through to him, and I think it's because of this experience. Just this one bad experience. He's played with African American kids. He's, interacted with them. And he's going down a dark path that I'm trying to get him out of. I am not racist whatsoever. I do have, African American friends. I do talk to a lot of people with different races, and it's awesome, dude. I've talked to people around the world. One in France, one in Egypt. There's a person in New York I talked to. There's a person. There's people all over the globe that I talk to. Different races and religion that all have kind hearts. These guys are just awesome. And I tell you what, I've tried talking to him, and a lot of times he'd just say, I don't want to talk about it. And he would tear up, and he goes, I just don't want to talk about it. And of course, I was talking to my wife about it, and I just burst into tears because I don't know what to do. If me teaching him not to hate people, if my ex teaching him not to hate people is not working, then I don't know what to do. I really don't. And it's killing me. It is literally killing me inside. I'm trying my best, and I hope I can actually get through to him, but it's so awful. I don't hate, but I don't like hate at all. It kills me hearing about people that just, they don't like a person because of their skin or religion. I hear it all the time with people, I see it online always, the N-word, the, calling people because of their religion, this, that, and it gets to me because I'm like, why can't, and I started to see a little bit of it in video game communities, especially Call of Duty. Hearing kids, and a lot of people might think it's funny, and it might be a little funny, but in the long run, it's not, because it teaches hate too much. And it's not the video game's fault. It's just, I don't know if it's the parents. I don't know if it's, but seeing it in the video game community of racist slurs and all that, it's just, it's horrible. Not only racist from white to black, but vice versa as well. From black to white. Like one guy ain't even doing anything wrong, and he's getting called all these racial slurs from this black guy. And then saying stuff like, and it's like, really, And I'm not saying like, oh, racism is, it's always been here. It's always been. And it's time, I do believe, that we need to take a stand and fight against racism. And fight against bullying. It's just, it's a horrible thing, I don't know. But I am going to, that's enough talking about, about my problems or whatnot. If you guys feel free to comment down below, racism, why it needs to be stopped, why, no political stuff, just no this or that, just why is racism bad? Why do we need to put it into it? And a very important song I've listened to from the band Disturbed. It really touches me. It really, really touches me. And I encourage you guys to take a listen to it. I'll find a link down below to the YouTube song and put it in the link, or try to. It's called Who Taught You How to Hate? And listen to every word. It talks about, who taught you how to hate. It's not part of you. It's not in your blood. It's not this or that. Someone had to taught you how to hate. And then, of course, the verse, it's like, somebody showing somebody, kids playing with each other, not caring about the color of their skin, not caring about this or that, but their innocence, and that's why kids are so important in this generation, because you have kids that are parents that teaches them to hate one another, or to hate at an early age. And it's so memorizing and so awesome. Usually when I take my son to play with somebody, and he'll play with a different color skin person, or he might be playing with somebody with a different religious background, or a different outlook on life, or whatever. But at that moment, they do not care. They don't care at all. All they care about is, that's a kid, he's of my age, and I'm going to play with him, So, it's a great song. You guys should listen to it. So, Dragon Ball Super. Good Lord, man. So, I've watched every single episode, English dub and subbed. Goku comes back with the Ultra Instinct level 2. Now, there's something different with this, is he actually talked. Not during this, but he talked. So let's see, and he's tapping in this more and more and more. Oh my god, and I cannot wait to see. He wasn't really dead like last time. Last time he was kind of dead. This time he kind of... Sorry about that. He kind of tapped into it. And it was amazing and tremendously awesome to see this. And I hope he could start learning how to use it. And maybe he can combine Ultra Instinct with Super Saiyan Blue, or Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken, or with Kaioken, because it's going to be tremendously awesome, and I cannot wait. Holy hell. But man, oh man, Ultra Instinct is back, baby. So, sorry about that. Gundam Iron Blood Orphans, tremendously Awesome, awesome. I love the episodes. Shit's about to go down. I'm only watching it on English dub because that's when I started watching it. So I'm not even watching the sub. I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the English dub. Cause come on, and my boy Johnny Yambash. Come on, you gotta wait to hear his voice. If they kill him, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be like, no, cause that's my boy. That's my boy. Of course, I love watching the English dubbed versions of Dragon Ball as well because my boy Sean and my boy Chris Abbott, man. You gotta give those two boys a credit. It's too good to put down right now with the English sub. It's kept me going, especially with the Ultra Instinct. I'm like, oh my god, holy hell, I want to see more, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what they do with Sean, with Goku doing the Ultra Instinct. Because of the yell he does last time, and then hopefully Goku talks during this time. If not, then and it seems like it's the second time Goku's tapped into it. Now the guys are getting fucking worried. I mean, they were worried, and then it's like, okay, cool, whatever. And then they're like, oh, ha 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 ha. And then now even Whis and Beerus, who's on Goku's side, is getting kind of worried. Like Whis is like having this stare, like oh fuck, or having this pissed off stare, looked like it, and going, I did not expect it to see it twice, already. Like he's pissed off, like what the fuck is happening here? Beerus is like angry, when Beerus should be fucking, and all the gods are freaking out. I don't know if the gods are watching. It didn't show the other gods, it showed Seven and the twin sister of that universe. But regardless, Dragon Ball is going to be incredibly hyped. Except even I can't talk even for next week, and I cannot wait. Also, guys, watch Tron and Tron Legacy. Watch Tron and Tron Legacy. Because shit's about to go down with DeathStranding. According to IGN interview with Mr. Del Toro, apparently in a couple of weeks, Hideo Kojima is supposed to supposed to show him gameplay of DeathStranding. It's getting close down to the wire, and it's funny because the only person that has a demo, I do believe, is and have seen the gameplay is none other than Mads Mikkelsen's son. Because in the Hideo report, or Hideo Tube, when Mads was over there at the studio, I think he talked about how he, it was either then or some interview he did, I do believe he talked about how Mads' son has a playable demo of DeathStranding. And that was like, was it last year? Was it last year or this year that they were talking? I think it was last year. Dude, I can't remember. No, it was last year. So, doing this in a couple of weeks. Okay, if Hideo is showing Del Toro in a couple of weeks of the gameplay, why is he showing people the gameplay already? That's because I do believe that there's going to be gameplay at the Video Game Awards. The Video Game Awards have been kind of a special thing for Hideo. I have actually expressed, and that something was happening at E3. Something officially was going down with Hideo Kojima at E3. I do believe it was supposed to be the reveal of what DeathStranding truly and really is. But Hideo pulled at the last minute. And I've been getting different stuff from Jeff Knightley. He pretty much liked every post I did about it. And because I did the whole, he knew what was going to happen or whatever. And he was liking everything a bit. And it said on a post that the top 5 people that was part of his Twitter thing, and it had me included, and it got deleted for some reason. Usually when people tag people and delete it, if it's in the notifications or whatever, it would be there. Like, you would see it. And I do believe that's a signal that I'm on to something. But that was before my theory video I am working desperately on. I feel like I'm running out of time. I might take a segment and just take it out of there, and then take the segment about the Video Game Awards. And this is the reason why I might take that segment out and put it with that. Because we don't know any of the story. I mean, we know a little bit. If you take everything in knowledge, you can put it into one paragraph or sentence. And that's it. I thought it was kind of odd that on Amazon you could pre-order the game already. There's no game. I mean, there's teasers. We've seen 2 teasers. No voice acting. No story implement. Just these fucking outrageous teasers. And then there's no fucking gameplay. There's no story. There's no voice acting. There's nothing. It's just abstract art teaser. And then you can pre-order it, which I'm not pre-ordering it until either I see what it is, gameplay, whatsoever. Because I don't know. It's fishy, okay? Every game out there, you see teasers. Okay, that's cool. Once you see a teaser and gameplay, this, when they say actual gameplay, and this is going to be it, this is the close to the final product, before fine-tuning and stuff, they will put it out there pre-order. After they show that shit, they'll be like, okay, after this date, you guys can pre-order the game, Just right off the bat with the pre-order of DeathStranding, I don't know. Something strikes me wrong there. And I'm not saying I have a bad feeling that it's going to turn out to be something. And people are going to get, the pre-order shit that happens, what happens truly is you pre-order a game, but you got to make sure, you're, if you do it the gift card way, your money is automatically taken or whatever. But if you do it, if you pre-order anything off Amazon through a debit or a credit card or whatever, they do not take your money until boom, until it's okay, it's time to release the game. Then they'll take your money, then they'll ship the game. But it's just, I don't know, it's just a matter of fact of it's just something eerie about it. I'm just too afraid they're gonna pull it and people are gonna be outrageous about it or whatever. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on with this. But I do have a feeling. Everybody's saying the PlayStation Experience. Look, the PlayStation Experience is a big deal, kinda. But only a couple of new things will be released or shown. But the PlayStation Experience is not like E3. What the PlayStation Experience is for people that, from what I've gathered, is people that go there, oh my god, I don't have a PlayStation, or I never played the PlayStation. That's to me what the PlayStation Experience is about. That's what it was. at first, was like, a chance for people to get to play PlayStation and see what it's like if they haven't done that. That's what the PlayStation experience is, because that's why they had all these old games that's been out for a couple of years. They've had them there, or the old games, it's just an experience. I don't truly believe something's going to happen there. It might, but no. As people put it, I think Metal Gear Theorist put it, that the Video Game Awards is the only place where Death Stranding was revealed twice. No. The first time that it was revealed of Death Stranding was E3. The second trailer to Death Stranding was the Video Game Awards, I think, in the same year. Hideo probably... what was happening, even Codex Snake, which is pretty much the guy who done the Hideo book from Mother Base of Love, he knows a lot of shit. And he's been giving us hints. And what he does is he'll give us hints and then he'll delete that. I've got it somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but it's somewhere, either in my videos or somewhere where I recorded that he posted a thing about Norman Reedus being Adam. If he's Adam, then who's Eva? And I'm like, weird, that would happen. But even more weird is he deleted it. He's been giving out hints and deleting it. And like I said, the hints about he might have pulled back from E3 because everybody figured out what it was, It was Metal Gear. It's Metal Gear. Death Stranding is Metal Gear. It's not Silent Hill. Everybody's... The hell is that? Sorry about that. There's a little jingle. I don't know what the hell that was, but a lot of stuff has been going on with Death Stranding lately, and with Metal Gear Survive. I've been hearing rumors with the whole Hideo ruse and all that, well, it's a rumor, but not really a rumor, if you catch my drift. Something's gonna happen. Now, the thing is, there's a thing going around that Metal Gear Survive and Death Stranding is one and the same. That Death Stranding is just a holding title for Survive. I mean, it's weird. What's even more weird is that it's just all weird and stuff like that. But there's a lot more coming on. I'm going to end this podcast as of right now. Konami, the people at Metal Gear, you guys are doing a awesome, great job at Survive. I cannot wait to get my hands on Survive. It's due to come out in February. I've already got it pre-ordered. I'm just waiting. November is fastly going to end, and then December, so we got to wait 1 month and several days, and I'll be counting down, dude. Once it hits December, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, here it comes. It's counting down. It's counting down. Counting down. I'm gonna be like excited because Survive is awesome. Okay, I don't care if you guys don't like it or do like it or whatever. I do like Survive, so I cannot wait to get my hands on it. As soon as I get it, I am not going to play it on my personal console. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to bring it down to the studio, and I'm actually going to play it. I'm going to push one video out, or one game out. I don't know what game I'm going to push out. Probably Devil May Cry. I'm probably going to push Devil May Cry out, so you guys will be getting the double dose of Metal Gear. And you get the Metal Gear 2 or Metal Gear Solid or whatever I'm going to be playing at the time with Survive. And it's going to be like a double feature and stuff. So like one week you'll get the regular Metal Gear stuff, and then the next week you get Survive, and then next week you get Metal Gear, and then you get Survive. You know, it's going to alternate. So I cannot wait for that. So guys, be excellent to each other. Forget about the hate. Put into the passion you love. Video games, anime, whatsoever. If you guys want to get a Hideo pillow cover or whatever, go out there and get a Hideo pillow and cover. I ain't gonna be mad at you. To be honest, hey, if you guys want to, if you guys ever do get your hands on a Hideo pillow or cover, please tweet it. Tag me in the tweet at Reaper's Phantom. Or it could be at Reapers_Phantom. I cannot remember which. Tweet at me on my Twitter and show me it, and I will post it on the podcast, because it's an awesome thing. It's funny. It's cool. I never thought it existed. I always thought it was like a thing, but apparently it exists, and it's funny, and I love it. It's awesome. So guys, do that, and I will post it on the podcast. I promise you. So if you guys are listening to this, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. See ya.